was actually something that fascinated me since childhood. I can actually remember the very first trail on the southern coast of South Africa, where there's these beautiful white dunes, with some bushes in between, and we were playing hide and seek, and this boy was hiding, and then I can actually remember clicking, these are his footprints, I must just follow them. Now running around on these footprints and coming over the crest of the dune, finding him exactly where he was hiding, and I could still remember the surprise on his face when I went right down on him. And that was, I think I must have been 3 or 4 years old, tiny, It had a big impact on me, I can still viscerally remember my first tracking experience. So when I basically dropped out of university, when I was studying physics, I decided to, get myself an old Land Cruiser, fixed it up and went off into the Kalahari on my own, and I'm still driving the same old Land Cruiser. So initially I studied physics and mathematics and history and philosophy of science, and what intrigued me is this paradox of human evolution, in that it was assumed that science was a Western invention and the so-called scientific revolution, and it was sort of assumed that hunter-gatherers don't do science in the way Western scientists do. But that creates a paradox as, then if we evolved as humans while we were hunter-gatherers, how did we evolve a brain that can do physics and math? And at some point, Narte specifically asked me whether I could somehow assist them in trying to get jobs as trackers, because they were struggling to survive as hunter-gatherers. Wildlife numbers have been depleted, so they're increasingly dependent on job opportunities. And this is what led to the development of the tracker certification system, to give recognition to traditional trackers for their skills so they can get employment. In addition, I realized that the expert trackers, they can get a wealth of information of animal tracks and signs, but some of the best master trackers can't read or write. And that's where the idea came to develop an icon interface for handheld touchscreen computers in those days, and now smartphones, where even non-literate trackers or autoliterate trackers can capture very, very complex data. And once again opening up the opportunity for employment creation in wildlife monitoring and animal track surveys. So it all basically boils down to the idea that the art of tracking, it's not just following footprints, it's the origins of scientific reasoning itself.